What happens if your heart stops beating? Is it possible to survive?
Tonight, we meet a Brooklyn man who lived after his heart quit for 47 minutes. In a CBS 2 exclusive, we have his amazing story of survival, thanks to a team of doctors who refused to give up until they brought him back from the dead.
These doctors did not stop. Without them, I'm serious. When I tell you I wouldn't be here.
Joe Tirolosi is a medical miracle. He's been to the edge and back, to a place most people don't return from. Today, he's at home in Brooklyn, but 3 months ago, he literally died.
I think miracle best describes it.
Tirolosi suffered sudden cardiac arrest. His heart stopped beating for 47 minutes.
Not a moment goes by that I don't take for granted every second, because I know it only takes a blink of an eye to lose your life.
The 56-year-old father of two returned to New York Presbyterian Hospital to thank the medical team who saved his life.
Thank you so much, honey.
You look so great.
And to share his story with CBS 2.
The doctors themselves were responsible for giving me my chance to live again.
Dr. Raul Sharma and Dr. Flavio Gaudio led the team who worked on Joe.
It's a miracle for which it is difficult to find words.
When Joe came in, he was talking. It was his presence that, when he first came in, made us all say, listen, we're not going to give up.
Let me take you back to that August day. Joe was lucky to even get here to the emergency room. He walks through these doors at 11:06 in the morning, collapses, full cardiac arrest. The doctors worked frantically to save his life. 4,500 chest compressions. They shocked him 8 times with the defibrillator. They were able to stabilize him at 11:55 a.m. He has very little recollection of the day, with the exception of walking through these doors.
I heard someone calling my name, and I just went out.
Tirolosi's doctors say only 1 out of 4 people survive sudden cardiac arrest. Most die within 10 minutes of heart failure. And those who survive, 30% suffer serious brain damage.
Was there a time after 47 minutes that someone in the room finally said, guys, enough's enough, time to end it?
There were whispers of that, but I imagine that he was a man with a family, and a family someplace, and I didn't want to go out to tell that family that we had lost him. I had to keep going.
You're being fooled by these pads.
This procedure helped save Joe's life. These cooling pads, not available in all emergency rooms, lowered Joe's body temperature to 91 degrees, essential in preventing long-term neurological damage and preserving brain function. Placed in a medically induced coma, incredibly, Joe began to wake up just 3 days later with no brain damage.
For me, I was blessed. That day, God was with me and brought me here.
Doctors restarted Tirolosi's heart, but he says it was his family's support that sustained him. His wife, Janet, still can't talk about it. He remembers hearing his son Joey's voice when he was still in the coma.
There was things he wanted to do with me yet, but we haven't had a chance to do, and that I should hang in there. I would squeeze my daughter's hand. She'd ask me to tell me how strong I was.
I never really looked at him as a miracle during those weeks because I always had hope.
His doctors say Tirolosi's case is one for the record books, one they will never forget.
I've never seen this. This is extremely rare. We were all very emotionally involved as well.
We're happy to report Tirolosi is making steady progress in his recovery.
I'm not complaining because we know where I've been.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
All things considered.
I just look forward to getting the chance to live a long, normal life, and let people know that they shouldn't take for granted ever your life and your family, because they could be taken away from you so quickly.
Joe Tirolosi is going through cardiac rehab right now. The professional chauffeur is working hard to get his life back to normal, but he's definitely taking it one day at a time.
Many people who experience these types of situations say they see some sort of light. Did Joe experience that?
You know what? He didn't. He literally, when he got into the emergency room, collapsed within about 2 minutes, 30 seconds of talking to one of the doctors, and doesn't remember anything from the whole cardiac episode. But when he was in that medically induced coma, like I said, he did remember the conversations that were going on around him. He couldn't respond, but he remembers his kids, his wife, his doctors. He remembers them talking to him. So he was somewhat cognizant at that point.
Talking about beating all the odds, huh?
An incredible story. I mean, even the doctors say this isn't a 1 in a million thing. This is a one and it's never happened before. They're going to be writing journals about him. So we wish him the best. We do.
Thank you for bringing that to us.